How are we, guys? As you can probably tell from the thumbnail, we're going to be replacing this whole door lock actuator assembly. So the annoying thing about this video is I've already done this before. Very, very frustrating, to be honest. So I'll show you what's going on. So lock the car, as you can see the indicator flash. Now what's going on? It's going straight past and opening. Look at the rest of them. Now I've since established that it's definitely not the actual actuator, it's the locking mechanism again. So I've already done this before and very frustrated because I was in a car park very recently and noticed when I come back out to the car that my interior light was on, and then realised that someone's pinched the handheld UHFs out of my vehicle. So I'm just glad they didn't pinch anything else. Obviously I've got a fridge and everything else in there, and other very expensive jack in the back and whatever else. So yeah, we're going to get stuck into this. First of all, I've got to take the door trim off, and then I'll show you the guts of what's going on inside here. There's the new one, as you can see. So it's that way up. Yep, that way up. Let's see how we go. We've got a screw in here. Undo these plugs. Now what you're about to see is I have broken this door trim in half from the last time that this collapsed on me and stopped working. So you've got another 3 screws here. So what happened last time is the lock completely collapsed and the door locked and I couldn't get it open. But a very simple Google fixed that, but I'd already taken it to a locksmith, and they asked me if I could take it to a panel beater to take the front seat out. Instead I took the front seat out myself while I was at the locksmith's and pulled that out the back, and then because this had completely stopped opening, we peeled the door trim back as far as I could go and cracked it here, and it also broke in half all the way along. So as you can see, all the way along here it's in 2 separate pieces. A little bit frustrating, but there was nothing else I could do at the time. Now when the locksmith had a look at it, he said, "Oh, I'm sorry mate, it's above my pay grade," after he'd got in there and tried to do that. And long story short, he had to break into my car after as well because he left the keys in the car and closed the door and scratched the tint on the passenger side as well. That was another big debacle, but we're not going to go there. So yeah, this is actually in 2 pieces at the moment. Normally your whole door trim would come off in 1 piece, but yeah, for the purpose of this video I just had to explain this is not normal the way this door trim comes apart. This comes off, and there's always a little black plug there as well. Just pull it straight back. So this is when you'll see that it's in 2 pieces. And a lot of sound deadening stuck to it from when I last pulled it apart. Pop this back. Alright. I'll peel back all the sound deadening so we can see in there nicely. So, I don't know if you can see it up there. That's the part we're replacing. We've got to undo all the clips and undo these 3 screws here as well. Now I've already undone this one earlier because sometimes it would work when this was disconnected for some stupid reason. Now you don't need to undo this one because that actually holds the bottom rail for your window. As you can see, there's like a little bracket in there. Basically what I'm going to do is undo all of this, pull it all out, and try and explain as best as I can putting this actuator onto the new lock as well. As you can see, it bolts onto the bottom there. So if you can see in here, see there's a yellow tag you've got to pop off. Got a little pink tag down there, another yellow tag there, and a blue tag there that should just lift up for your handle basically. That one's the easiest out of all of them. And you've got to remove all of those, then take the 3 screws out. Sorry, my mistake, you actually do have to pull that rail out. See, it's all loose now, but I've got to pull that rail out, so I'll just go bang. Pull the rail out, try and get that to wiggle free. Basically this whole thing, there you go, pulls out. As you can see, this is a brand newie, but this was aftermarket. So I recommend going OEM, guys. As you can see, that's what it's supposed to do. Lock and unlock. So we'll try and trick it and get it to work, hey? So we'll trick the lock. Because the door switch isn't, my bad. I didn't trick it with the door switch. I'll try that again. So as we can see, actuator works, but the lock doesn't work inside. Something's going on in here. So we know the actuator's good, but unfortunately this locking mechanism is not. So I've got to unscrew this from here and then stick this onto the new one. Let's hope that this will work. This is the new one. Two in. Now let's try that again. Doesn't seem right, does it? I'll try and figure this out. Alright, so I've since figured out that this actuator will not move unless, sorry, I've also installed these little tags as well from the old one, but it will not move, the locking actuator will not move unless you have the door lock latched. Sorry. So yeah, that's a little bit interesting because I know this one works both ways, so maybe being OEM and this being the cheaper one of the two, something's obviously collapsed in there and allowing it to do that, because this one won't at all. It won't allow you to. So this is your opening the door, as if you're opening the door. It's that one. Obviously not working because I've locked it, so I can unlock it now. Now watch. the catch opens. Now that catch opens, and then I try and activate the actuator and it won't move. I can't do it at all. Something in there stopping it. So it only works when the door is closed, obviously. It will not lock when the door is not closed and latched properly. So that's interesting, because even my old one, obviously the stuffed one that blew to pieces inside here, that one would do the same as this one, but this one definitely doesn't at all. So that gives me a little bit more confidence in this and means that I can actually lock my car now. So I'm going to put this back together and we'll test it out, eh? So I don't know if you'll be able to see this, guys, but I've sat it in and put the door latch on, so the handle's working now. And then I've got the key lock one on there, and as you can see, you just twist them off. It's very hard to try and do one-handed, but I've got the other one for inside the door here. I'll try and demonstrate how it goes on. Try and hold the camera at the same time. Ugh. Almost can't see what I'm doing. There we go. Now I hope that showed up on camera. Sorry if it doesn't, guys. Alright, now I've got one more thing to hook up. What's that one? That's the locking part. And hopefully we're all done. Now I'll try and demonstrate how this goes up into place. Right at the top, if you can see it. Pops up in there somehow. There we go. And then I've got to put the screw back in down the bottom here. There we go. And there, that's it. Bolt those two in and we're good. Well, here we go. Moment of truth. Yes. Oh, what a relief, I'm telling you. Unlock. Yep. Actually closes better than it did before. That's way better. Alright, now to fix all my sound deadening, destroying that I've done. And yeah, I won't bore you guys with that. Well, I hope that's helped someone out there. And just remember, you can pull this rubber out when you're inside the vehicle. If you ever get trapped inside the vehicle, look for where the latch is, lift it up, get a hook tool in to where the latch is, and what you can do is flick this open. It's an easy way to get the door to open if you're ever stuck with the whole thing collapsed in there like I was. I hope that helps someone out there, because yeah, it was very frustrating trying to figure that one out. Have a good one, guys.